And welcome back to the Arc Arena. It is your second game of your doubleheader between the York College Cardinals and your Baruch College Bearcats. It is Bearcat Appreciation Night. Alongside Eddie Sabag, I'm David Just. And if you're joining us late, the women dominated in the first game 90-66. Isabel Castilla-Laurier had a career-high 32 points en route of the College Cardinals, but we turned the page. York College coming in very strong this year, currently sitting second in the CUNYAC, while they're only 7-11 overall, 7-4 in the conference, and really Bearcats trying to turn things around. Up and down season for the Bearcats, 5-5 in their last 10.
Looking for a bit of a more production out of Dubriz, more from Jack Gordon, and a little bit more team ball coming from Adebayo and co.
So we are moments away. It is senior night. We have a few seniors we are going to celebrate tonight. It'll be Adebayo, it'll be Musa Kone, and it'll be Cole Bailey who get the pregame festivities going here.
You hope the Bearcats can really get on track towards the end of this season. Fighting for a playoff spot. Get some home court advantage potentially. Looking at York on the court, David, they look confident as can be. Currently
the Bearcats holding that 4 seed, so if the season ended today, they would host a first-round playoff game against John Jay. However, John Jay and City College right there, both a game back against the Baruch College Cardinals. So tight division, Lehman running away with it at 11-0. We'll see them next game on Saturday on the road before we end at City College. It is the final home game of the season. With that, we'll turn it over to Marty Collins for the Senior Day festivities.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Arc for the second half of our doubleheader between the York Cardinals and your Baruch Bearcats. At this time, please direct your attention to the area at the scorer's table as head coach Tamar Farid will honor 3 men playing in their final regular season home game tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out.
This guy working hard tonight, the ultimate new guy. He shows up every day and works hard. He's a natural communicator. He's well back there. Because he demands respect as well. So I'd like to bring Musa home. all he talks about is about winning a championship and ending his career on that high note. And he's a hard worker as well. Every day wanting to get in here and get better. Unfortunately, most of his family is in Australia right now. But let's all give a round of applause to Lay Adebawale.
So it is the second game of our Bearcat Appreciation Night. The lineups are in, and we are moments away from tip-off here. The last home game for Cole Bailey, Musa Kane, and Lay Adebayo. And as in tradition, all three of them start tonight for the Bearcats.
They get the nod and look forward to make the most out of this opportunity, Dave.
So it'll be York in their road black, red numbers, red trim. Baruch in their traditional home whites, light blue numbers, dark blue trim. And it is two former Bearcat players on the benches leading the teams tonight, with Clarence Amengo for York College and, of course, Tamara Fareed for your Bearcats, as Adebayo wins the tip into the hands of DeBreeze, and we are underway here at the Arc Arena. Cone has it now on the near side. Solid defense there by Johnson, as it's over to Jack Gordon, up top to Adebayo. Adebayo drives in the lane, kicks it out. Gordon puts it on the floor, one dribble, pull up three, and nothing but the bottom of the net for Jack Gordon. Just like that, Bearcats have a 3-0 lead.
Oh, Dave, that's something we talked about prior to the broadcast, seeing Adebayo move the ball, and here he is playing some good defense as well to set up Jack Gordon for an easy three.
Wallace all over Adebayo, picking him up the full 94 feet, and now it's DeBreeze in the front court, the far side to Bailey.
We know the potential that DeBreeze has from three. Let's see how many shots he gets up tonight.
Gordon, high arcing three. He was feeling it on the first possession. Shot no good. However, Johnson loses it, able to corral it from the seat of his pants, and now quickly the other way with Smith.
Good defense. Cole Bailey got his hand in there for an easy strip.
So now DeBreeze on the far side takes the pick right from Adebayo. Chinegwundo switches on to Adebayo, now inside to Adebayo. Adebayo trying to go to work, inside out to DeBreeze. High arcing three, and he knocks that one down. And just like that, the Bearcats have a 6-0 lead over the second-ranked York College Cardinals.
Right on cue, David. The first of many, hopefully, tonight. Early lead for the Bearcats.
So now Smith has it. Runs into a couple of defenders, Cone and DeBreeze. Inside out, three ball there by Jackman. Off front iron, no good. Rebounded there by Bailey. Quickly pushed ahead up to Cone. Cone runs into some contact there. Nothing doing. Up top to Adebayo. Swung around the perimeter. Back to Cone. Thinks about the shot. Instead drives baseline. Goes in strong. Shot no good. Ball still batted around. Outside to Bailey on the far side. 15 to shoot. Ball swung around the perimeter now to DeBreeze on the near side. Takes the pick from Adebayo. Bounce pass to Adebayo. Adebayo puts it on the deck. Working in the post. He's stripped there by number 5, Jonte Wallace. And it's going to be the Cardinals who come away with it. High arcing three there by Johnson. Way too strong. Gordon quick to push the other way. 2-on-2. However, York College recovering well. Ball swung around the perimeter. DeBreeze can't leave him open from straight on. And he makes him pay as he rattles that one home. Peter DeBreeze has 6. And the Bearcats have the hot hand from downtown.
Very impressed by the Bearcats' ball movement early. The ball is flying way faster than the defenders can keep up. And a third strip there. I think Jackman was looking for a whistle. Nothing doing. And so 4 possessions now so far for the Cardinals. 3 steals here for the Bearcats. Bearcats, you can tell, are feeling it from 3. They want some more. And they're going to say it went off Bailey last. First possession we haven't seen go the Bearcats' way tonight. And mid-range jumper there from top of the key. That one short. Jackman no good on the 2. And Cardinals coming out cold to start Bearcat Appreciation Night. Now Gordon inside out. Has DeBreeze open. Why not give it to him? Ooh, errant shot there. Don't see that too often from DeBreeze. Up ahead to Chinegwundo, and that goes over his head and out of bounds and back to the Bearcats. DeBreeze had to rush that shot with a good closeout from York, but York got too excited themselves and threw that outlet pass over the head and out of bounds. Trying to catch the Bearcats out in transition. Kane has it now on the far side. Inside entry pass to Bailey, back and forth to Kane. However, that was picked. I think it was Smith or Chinigundo who got a finger in there. Either way, Cardinals coming back the other way with number 5, Wallace. Wallace out to Chinigundo. Cross-court pass to Smith. Crossover move, mid-range jumper from Smith. Off back iron, no good. Long rebound. No one went to it except for Kane. And it goes off of the Cardinals last and will stay here right in front of the scorer's table with the Bearcats. And if
Ball almost hit the scorer's table, had someone's portable charger flying over the stanchion.
So for Coach Emengo, though, can't be too happy, I don't think, with that last possession. Honestly, a few of the possessions for the Cardinals really settling for some mid-range jumpers here, even though they're open, just not a high percentage bucket for the Cardinals. Is now Adebayo trying to work inside. Nice step-through move and able to finish with the right hand.
The Bearcats are playing some serious team ball. I mean, there's a stark contrast between the way York's playing versus Bearcats. Look, no passes, 0 pass possession. It leads to nothing, and here come the Bearcats moving it the way they do.
Kane, he knocks it down. They're going to call that one a 2 on the floor, and Coach Emengo wants to talk things over. And everyone's hype as Musa Kane getting some senior day love here from the Bearcats bench with 4:30 gone in the first half. York wants to talk things over. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
The seniors are absolutely balling on senior night. I mean, Musa Kane, maybe not so much in the offensive end, though he did just hit that jumper on the defensive end. He's absolutely proving to be a presence. Cole Bailey with a couple of hustle plays, and Adebayo will do as he always does. Our leading scorer for the Bearcats.
Going back to your point moments ago about the Bearcats and moving the ball, so far 5 buckets made. They have an assist on all 5 of those buckets, so definitely a promising start here for Baruch.
It's a pretty looking basketball, David. I mean, you see it down the floor. You look at the Bearcats, how they move the ball around the key, get into Adebayo, the high post, low post, Jack Gordon as well. Ball comes down the other end, and York's just looking to ISO ball. They're looking to get a quick shot up, and it's not necessarily that the Bearcats are rushing them. They're, for the most part, rushing themselves. Like we saw it there with that Aaron outlet pass. That went out of bounds.
So 0 for 6 to start the game are York College. And again, not creating the best shot opportunities, but they'll come out with the same 5.
Dupree's leading the scoring tonight with 6 points just on those 2 threes. You cannot leave him open. And the same 5 come out for the Bearcats. When you're on a 13-0 run to start a game, you don't want to change things up too quickly.
And Nicholas Lamb and Trey Coppin coming to the scorer's bench to check in. They've started the last few games here for the Bearcats as well. Trey Coppin usually the 4, not so tonight with senior night going on, but now Kane ahead of the pack trying to do a step-through move. He was stripped. Ooh, nice save there. I think that was Smith underneath. And now it's Clark the other way who can't finish. Chinigundo, though, able to get the offensive rebound and lay it in.
York officially on the board without some good effort there. The save out of bounds, a clean strip before that, and a second chance opportunity with the offensive rebound. Dupree's playing some seriously good defense on that first attempt, though.
Entry pass to Bailey, from Kane. And Lamb and Coppin coming into the game as Bailey and Kane will come to the bench.
And a standing O from their bench do the seniors receive. A 13-0 run to start the game. Helping in that, can't complain.
So entry pass to Gordon. Gordon gets the open look, pulls the 3. Ooh, that one was halfway down, and it rolls out as Chinigundo comes away with it on the rebound for the Cardinals.
No one stopped in transition, and an easy lay. No one picked up ball.
And Wallace gets the second bucket of the night here for the Cardinals. And it's Lamb. Ooh, Smith all over him. He gets the strip. Couple of unforced errors here for the Bearcats. Lob. Lamb knocks that one up. Chinigundo looking back at his teammate, not sure if that was the move right there as they had the 2-on-1 numbers in transition. Now Coppin gets it on the elbow, gives it back outside to Lamb. Lamb takes the pick from Coppin. Hard screen there from Trayvon Coppin over to Gordon.
Chinigundo was definitely looking for that lob, but the pass just came up short.
Gordon, fadeaway jumper, no good. Ball into the hands of Adebayo, gives it outside to Dupree's. Don't know how you're going to leave him open. However, York College doesn't get burned on that one, and quickly the other way with Wallace into the front court. Wallace right to the lane, can't finish. Offensive rebound there from Clark over Coppin. Rare to say that as Coppin pulls down the rebound. I think Wallace wanted the whistle on his layup, nothing doing, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
A string of couple good possessions for York Cardinals here, they've got some second chance opportunities in transition. They move fast. So even though they do miss those first opportunities, the offensive rebound seems to be falling right in their hands with some poor boxing out by the Bearcats.
Baruch now scoreless in their last minute and 58 as Coppin gets the ball in his hands. Driving into the lane, inside out to Adebayo. Adebayo straight on three. No good. High rebound there from Clark as he's quickly the other way into the front court. Has Smith on the near side. Smith going to drive against Coppin. Up and under. No good.
And a hot start for the Bearcats. Suddenly gone cold.
The foul there is going to be on Adebayo on the reach, and they're going to say it was a continuation, so he'll go to the line to shoot two.
I honestly thought it looked like it was on the floor if they didn't call it on Coppin there. But nonetheless.
I feel like it's safe to say when the coaches don't have a problem with the call, then it was probably potentially correct. As awkward the release there from Smith, but he knocks down the first.
61% free throw shooter is Smith. So that awkward release might have something to do with it.
Smith long on the second is now Adebayo.
And the crowd getting into it now. They are laughing at the miss here.
Adebayo, DeBreeze, little two-man game. Now ball swung around the perimeter into the hands of Gordon. Ooh, dangerous pass as Smith was already out and running. It goes into the stands here behind us, and it'll be Bearcats basketball right in front of the York bench.
Smith has had a couple heads-up plays here. He's had a couple tip passes, a couple strips that led to some buckets in transition. Bearcats have to be a little bit more careful in these passes.
Ooh.
Gamble's there, though.
Lamb, ooh, nice reverse layup and able to finish past two defenders. Silky smooth.
Lamb taking advantage of the aggression there.
Oh, Chinagundo trying to answer on the other end with a very similar move. He couldn't get that one to go. Lamb puts it on the floor, though, getting himself into some trouble. Looking for an outlet, finally gets it from Gordon. Adebayo now into the front court. DeBreeze, far side, open corner three. Can't make the Cardinals pay, and Clark soars for the rebound.
Lamb stayed poised there. When he got trapped in the corner, he managed to get it out. Stayed calm, didn't panic.
Three there from Smith is good on the other end. And just like that, they're going to say it was a two. Check that. It's going to be 15-7 here with coming on 8 minutes gone here in the first.
York's starting to feel it now. Still down 8, but feels like a totally different game than what you just started watching earlier.
Teams combined 2 of 10 over their last 10 shots here in the first half. Now Adebayo going to work. Trying to step through, looking for options, puts it on the floor. Inside out to Gordon now, has the open look from three. Ooh, just a bit strong, no good. Coppin on the offensive glass. Still on the floor. They're going to say the foul was on the floor, and that'll be Baruch's ball right underneath. The foul there. It's going to be on number 4, Chinagundo.
That was a serious rebound, David. He soared over 3 Cardinals to bring down that rebound.
Traven Coppin only listed at, listed at 6'3", but he definitely plays above that height with the vertical that he has.
Absolutely above the rim player.
The athletic sophomore, and let's see if they're going to call a foul on Idir on the screen on the inbound. So Idir just checked into the game and out as Hare, and we've seen Hare, and he does exactly what I expected him to do. He loves picking up a defender full length of the floor. And that's exactly what he does now with Chris Smith on the ball, and now it's up ahead into the front court to Wallace.
I'm a big fan of Hare's game. He plays aggressive but smart, never two hands. He doesn't draw too many fouls, not too many. But you have to love his active hands there. Right on cue, David. As I say, not too many fouls.
Picking up his first. And that's the thing. It's finding that balance of aggression and good defense versus getting a little too handsy. He was probably our best on-ball defender against Hunter, and then down the stretch when he was in that foul trouble, not getting into the game as much, really allowed Hunter to come back into the ball game during the Battle of Lex.
Yeah, and not a few games ago, you saw Hare against Lehman did a lot of the little things very well. He was boxing out bigger guards. He was getting deflections and leading the offense. So you have to love that out of your backup point guard. I just have to hope he can stay on the floor.
And if you did not have a chance to come out to the Arc Arena but do want to see the Bearcats play. They actually do play at Lehman on Saturday against the number 1 seed, undefeated in the CUNYAC, Lehman College Lightning.
A tough team at that. Bearcats played well, but just couldn't hold off the late stretch by the Lightning.
Gordon back to Hare. Hare into the lane. Bounce pass out to Gordon.
The ball moving a little bit less than it was to the start of this game. You have to wonder if Coach wants to get some more senior guards back in the game to get the ball moving.
Ball often finding its way into the post.
Without Adebayo in the game as a center for the offense, who does it go to next? Is it Coppin?
As he throws it down, Trayvon Coppin. We don't see too many dunks here at the Arc Arena as he was able to catch the inbounds turn and get right to the basket.
Does play above the rim.
So now Wallace pulls up 3. Air balls that one, and that's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Nothing but net, and not in a good way, David. Got to be a draft in here.
So Hare, crossover move, gets the pick from Coppin. Switch on the defender here, and Hare gives it over to Lamb in the corner. Coppin inside working on Chinigundo. Chinigundo gets his hands in there on the block, and it's going to stay right there with the Bearcats with 12 to shoot.
Good hands by Chinigundo. Look for Coppin to throw up a pump fake next time after he picks up his dribble, because once he gets in the air, it's hard to stop him. Uh-oh.
Dangerous pass, and that's stolen by Wallace. Wallace, a bit of a Euro step there, and he finally gets that one to drop. And Coach Freed wants to talk things over as York on a little bit of a run after going scoreless for 2 minutes. Quick couple of baskets. You're watching Senior Night on our YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
York College, only leading scorers, Wallace with 4 points, only 9 points in total. But, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like they're a lot more in it than we initially thought. I mean, 13-0 to start. Now 17-9. It's still an 8-point deficit, something the Bearcats can definitely hold on to. But at the same time, that good ball movement, that fluid offense, just doesn't seem like it's there anymore.
Ball's definitely sticking on the offensive end. Granted, I think they're still playing solid defense, only allowing York College shooting 25% from the field. But to your point, very much sticking. I think they're oftentimes trying to go right into the block and then play an inside-out game, but they didn't really have, at least in the last couple of minutes, those outside shooters to spread the floor.
Right. I think there may have been one bucket by Adebayo and then Coppin there. But before that, it was really their three-point shooting that was taking advantage of this York defense and got them that early lead. And right on cue, here comes DuBreeze and Cole Bailey to trade back into the game.
So now Gordon outside to Lamb. Lamb setting up the offense. Inside to Coppin. Ooh, had the backdoor to Ideer. Gives it to him. Now one more to Gordon. Lamb puts it on the floor. 6 to shoot. Hop step into the lane. I think Coach Domingo wanted a whistle for the travel. Nothing doing. 3 there by Ideer. No good. Gordon on the offensive glass. They're going to say a foul underneath. Ooh, I think Baruch got a fortunate call. That'll work out well for the Bearcats. It could have been a tie-up. And they're going to call the foul there on number 3, who just checked into the game. Gaya, his first, as Gordon and Ideer come to the bench, and DuBreeze and Bailey back into the ballgame.
Agreed there, and I think Coach is looking for Ideer to take that initial shot. The extra pass there, he was wide open. He definitely could have taken it initially, so Jack Gordon putting that ball behind his head. Fortunate they had a foul called because that ball was there for the taking.
Now Lamb, jab step, hop step into the lane, inside out. Who had Hare, instead cross-court pass to DuBreeze. Open look, can't hit the 3. Rebound being fought for underneath as it's finally Wallace who comes away with it for the Cardinals. Quickly into the lane. Ooh, had the cutter, and Chinigundo doesn't need him, though, as he finishes with the scoop layup through the contact, and he'll go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play.
Wallace with a nice finish there. Didn't know he had that in him, but up and under, scoop with the right, through the contact. And just like that, York can cut the lead to 5 here.
Number 31, Adebayo, replaced number 5. Daniel Hare in Purdue.
So Adebayo in, Hare out. That was already Hare's second foul here in the first half. So sure there will be a potentially minutes restriction here for Hare as he's in some early foul trouble. Now DeBreeze over to Bailey in the front court, over to Adebayo. This has been Coach Freed's usual starting five over the last few games. As now Bailey over to DeBreeze. DeBreeze back to Bailey. Bailey jab step over to DeBreeze. Back out to Adebayo on the far side. The ball movement instantly has already picked up here. But Baruch have to move quickly. One to shoot. His shot blocked. It was Adebayo's shot by Wallace. And it's going to go back to the Cardinals. And you can already see the Cardinals feeling it a little bit. Feeling that potential, that momentum swing just a bit.
All the Cardinals need is to feel it. They can smell it. The defense picks up, and now all of a sudden they're playing a team game. Get the ball into the post early.
Baruch shooting down now to 37% as Clark able to push that one through.
Man, I mean, quick offense. Initially, it wasn't working out for the Cardinals, but now all of a sudden you get the ball in the right place with a mismatch. They're only down 3.
And a 3 ball there by DeBreeze straight on. And he knocks that one down. It looks so silky smooth when it goes. He is 3 from 7 from downtown tonight.
Wallace doing it all himself, and this time dribbles it off his own foot. Here comes Lamb.
Near side, Bailey wide open. He can't get that one to go.
We'd love to see those fall for Cole Bailey, especially on senior night.
Ooh, what a spin move there by Clark. Can't finish. He's fouled on the way through and will go to the line to shoot 2.
That was a good-looking spin. Quick, too. And what's this? A little bit of a scuffle?
I think just a mixing of words here. Foul there's going to be on number 11. That's going to be Bailey's first, and Clark will go to the line to shoot 2.
For better or for worse, York does not slow down, David. I mean, every time down the floor, it doesn't feel like they get anywhere near the bottom of the shot clock. Bearcats look like on the other end, they're going through the shot clock almost all the way each possession.
A little bit different from the early portion of the ball game. Baruch 1 of 6 in their last 6, and only 1 of 10 from the last 10 from downtown. And that was the Peter DeBreeze shot moments ago.
Always nice to see DeBreeze get back on track, though. Averages 12 points a game, almost always on threes, and he's got 9 already.
Clark off on the second. DeBreeze will walk it up here. Jackman out on him, and it's Adebayo across the timeline. Chinagwundo inside to Coppin. Coppin through the contact and 1, and that'll send Coppin to the line.
Great pass out of Adebayo. Coppin finds himself in the right spot and just rises over through contact. Love that play. And strong aggressiveness out of Coppin.
And Coppin rattles home the free throw to extend the Bearcat lead to 8. 7:34 remaining here in the first half.
3-point play for the Bearcats to get them some more breathing room after the Cardinals had a good push.
And Clark looking for options now. 3 ball there from Jackman, too strong, no good. However, it does go off the Bearcats last. And Eddie, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like since Clark has come into the game, he's really been the catalyst for this little bit of a run that the Cardinals are going on.
Oh, yeah, 6 man for the Cardinals. He brings definitely a big spark, and now we're seeing a bit more jawing. And Coach, and I quote, says, next time they grab you, break their arm. Now, I don't know how I feel about that, David.
I was going to say, where did he learn that? But he's a former Bearcat player, so I don't know where he will learn that. It's an entry pass into Clark.
Right on cue. Here he goes. Double. Doesn't matter to him.
However, the ball got batted out, swung around from Smith to Chinagwundo, and rebounded there by Gordon. Some more contact. Seeing a little chippiness as a
spectator, you can't complain to see a little bit of chippiness. And the flop called. Didn't look like Gordon put too much into that one, but maybe that's just my bias showing.
Either that or they timed it perfectly as it's Gaya into the front court here for the College Cardinals.
Still an 8-point lead, so the Bearcats aren't too comfortable. Clark, again, I mean, he's getting hit on every drive, and the Bearcats can't keep their hands off him.
And he seems very content with creating some contact and getting to the line.
Like you said, David, Clark, clearly the most aggressive Cardinal on the floor. Only averages 7.5 points a game, but he's acting like he averages 20 with all these shots he's taken. You have to wonder if that was a game plan going in.
But already 3 points and 4 rebounds in only 9 minutes of work. So definitely feels like, granted, still an 8-point game, but definitely feels like there's been kind of just I won't say even a momentum swing, because I still feel like the Bearcats have had their opportunities, but he's definitely added a little bit more of an aggressiveness and an edge to the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what leads to the defensive pressure as well. I mean, Clark bringing some good offensive pressure takes the weight off of other players on offense, and they can dedicate some more to defense. And we see it now, the full court press. Though they've been doing it all game, some more intensity in their eyes, it seems.
Adebayo, entry pass inside to Bailey. Bailey rises up. Ooh, shot goes all the way around and out. Chinagwundo, though, on the rebound. Now over to Smith. Smith, Euro step into the lane. He's fouled on the way through. Ooh, dangerous spot there for Smith to land. A lot of bodies flying through. All good, though, and that'll send Smith to the line. And really, if you're Coach Amengo, you got to be frustrated. Only 4 of 7 so far from the line are the Cardinals.
But you can only be so frustrated. I mean, I think that's 3 possessions straight where the Cardinals get their 2 feet in the paint and head to the free throw line. Yeah, and one or not.
I feel like
you have to be happy with the results.
My apologies. Yeah, I think ever since the last time out, it's very much been like head down, get to the paint, initiate the contact. I think they're going to, try to toughness check the Bearcats here in the first half.
It might have been a point of emphasis from the York College coach, as we saw early on, the Cardinals only, what it felt like, took outside shots. So now a complete opposite.
Smith couldn't hit either of those. Now Bailey near side 3. Once again, though, Baruch ice cold. Inside out, Adebayo to Gordon. Takes the pick from Adebayo. Going against Chinagwundo. Can finish. He's fouled on the way there, on the way up, and to go to the line for 2 shots. The foul there on Chinagwundo.
Gordon saw how much contact they were getting on one end, said, I'll get some of my own on the other, and I'll head to the free throw line for some easy points, because if York's not going to make them, I will.
Number 15,
77% free throw shooter, Jack Gordon. Pretty reliable at the line.
in York's line.
And Gordon goes 2 of 2 from the line as Kane checks back into the game. Getting extended minutes tonight is Musa Kane.
Mm-hmm. Based on that early run, well deserved. His presence on the defensive end, maybe looking to get a little bit less in foul trouble.
Only averaging about 4 minutes per game here on the season. Already has 5 in just this game as he rips down a rebound. Off another miss here from the York College Cardinals.
Looked like Clark's first outside shot of the game tonight.
Gordon going to work on Gaya. Double team comes outside to Dubriz. Mid-range jumper. Nice closeout there by Gaya, but to no avail as Dubriz able to knock down the mid-range jumper.
Man, that jumper is smooth.
He's got 11. Now pull up there from Wallace is just wide of the mark. And now Gordon into the front court, gives it over to Dubriz. Dubriz extra pass to Coppin. Ooh, Dubriz might have had the shot there, didn't want it though. Coppin over to Adebayo. He'll step into a 3, why not? Shot no good, rebounded there by the Cardinals. Gaya now up ahead of the pack to Smith. Smith behind the back dribble.
Maybe not Adebayo's game, a 27% three-point shooter, but you have to like the aggressiveness to even take the shot.
And it goes out of bounds off the Bearcats' last.
Number 24, Brian Gadette, replaced in York's lineup.
And a little bit more of a watchful eye from the refs on this inbounds play here, as we've seen a little bit of a verbal and light physicality on some of these inbounds. Just like that, though, Clark able to catch and kind of force a push shot through.
Officials trying to keep this game under wraps. As things get chippy, too, look like contact-driven teams. Enough contact to bring out some more emotion. Looks like the ball is stuck here a bit.
Now Gordon, jab step, crossover move, hop step into the lane, and can't finish over the outstretched arm of Godet, who just checked into the game. But that'll send Gordon back to the line.
You know, some coaches might not be happy with that possession, but every now and then it's really nice to get Jack Gordon going in his own isolation. That's where he thrives the most, kind of just getting players off their feet, heading to the free throw line, mid-range jumpers, and the defender knows that. So when he goes up, crosses over, and pump fakes, they know he wants to shoot it, and so it just gives him an advantage overall, and that's where he can really find his stroke from the free throw line that could lead to the three-point shot.
And Gordon, 1 of 2 from the line. It's a 10-point lead here for Baruch. Coming in on 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. Johnson. Oh.
I don't know about that one, David. That was close. Coppin, great hands to get the deflection. It looked like he saved it to me. We might have had a show on the other end, but ref stopped that. Wasn't not going to let that happen.
So Adebayo and Coppin come out of the game matching up with just a bit of a smaller lineup are the Bearcats with Idir and Sun into the game. First time seeing Sun tonight in the ball game.
And he's got the assignment on Clark now to hope maybe he can stop him from getting all these buckets.
Clark picks up his dribble now over to Wallace, kind of replaces Clark. Over to Godet, mid-range, long-range jumper. It's only going to be a 2, though, and he hits nothing but the bottom of the net. It's 28-20.
Good-looking jumper out of Godet there. Looked like his first bucket of the game. Ooh, Dupreez.
Over to Gordon now into the front court. Inside out, Kane has the open look. That one's too strong. Idir over to Sun. Southpaw 3. Way too strong there as well. Dupreez gets the long rebound. Dupreez spin move. Outside to Sun. Sun has Gordon on the block. Gives it to him. 6 to shoot. Baruch needs to move. Gordon fouled on the way up. Smith on the call, and that's got to be a little frustrating there. Baruch deep into the shot clock as Gordon goes back to the line.
Maybe frustrating for the Cardinals, but at the same time, they gave up 2 wide-open threes, and though they didn't even hit rim, the ball kept ricocheting back to the Bearcats, and what did it lead to? Jack Gordon to the free throw line for the 3rd straight possession. You have to like the confidence out of the Bearcats, just letting it fly sometimes. I mean, sometimes it's the confidence more than the quality or statistical probability of hitting that shot.
As Gordon gets them both to go, it's 30-20.
Gordon now has got 8 points. Only 1 field goal, but 4 free throws.
Smith takes the pick from Clark. Ooh, Clark captures. Kane a little over-aggressive on the defensive end. Clark able to get his way right to the basket.
Yeah, Clark is absolutely having his way depending on who's guarding him. I mean, he gets to that left side, and if you don't deny ball, he's going to spin and try and look for that bank shot.
Kane, crossover move, now to Gordon. Gordon, step back jumper from the mid-range, and Gordon starting to feel it a bit. Maybe getting in rhythm from the free throw line. Is going to be working against the Cardinals as Gordon also feeling it from the mid-range.
That's all Gordon really needs to get going. Some free throws, see the ball, get the bottom of the net. And then it sometimes leads to some great defensive possessions. As we see here, foul called on Idir, using the baseline as an extra defender, but saying he used his body. But like you were saying, David, you have to like the aggressiveness and confidence building from Jack Gordon, and we knew that the free throws would help leading into that mid-range shot, and he let it fly without hesitation.
Smith at the line for a 1-1.
Smith, a 61% free throw shooter, went 1 for 2 on his last trip to the line.
Seemed like half the floor didn't know who's a 1-1 there. Both teams. I can't even say it was just all the York College Cardinals.
Had 6 of the 10 players on the floor heading back on defense.
And 2 of 2, so it's back to 8. Just as the Bearcats stretch it to double figures, the Cardinals cut it right back down. And now Gordon into the front court. Ooh, Wallace tied up all over on Gordon.
And the Cardinal bench acting as if there wasn't a lot of contact there. Wallace shaking his head, but when you give another player a bear hug, it's going to send Jack Gordon to the free throw line for 4 out of the past 5 possessions, making a living from the stripe. Jack Gordon free throw single-handedly keeping the Cardinals at bay and maintaining this 8-point lead.
So Gordon all good on the first as Lamb and Coppin check back in. Sun and Idea to the bench.
Look for some serious bodies boxing out here on this free throw. Jack Gordon, 5 for 6, or is it 7 for 8 from the free throw line in his past 4 trips?
Wild shot there by Smith. I think he was expecting a whistle that just never came.
Good straight-up defense by the Bearcats. And here comes the push.
Crossover move here by Gordon. Ball worked back out to the perimeter. Now Lamb on the far side.
Bit of a miscommunication there by the Bearcats between Gordon and Adebayo. And that leads to a bit of a reset.
Adebayo in the lane. Spin move. Floater. He gets that one to go. Adebayo only 4 points in 13 minutes of work, but really filling up the stat sheet. Also has 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a pair of steals.
That was a great defense out of Dubriz. I mean, Smith came in hot. A glass cannon coming in strong. Dubriz got a hand on it and literally shifted Smith's entire body weight out of the air and sends that ball out of bounds. Dubriz not only letting it fly tonight, but playing some really good hands-on defense.
Bearcats trying to extend this 12-point lead. However, York switching up the program here as they go into the full court press. Gaya on Dubriz.
Let's see if Gordon decides to let one fly from deep this time around.
Gordon working against Clark. Gets it back on the block. Work going baseline, looking for options. Wide open Lamb on the near side. Lamb pump fakes. Ball swung around the perimeter. Extra pass to Adebayo. Back to Lamb. He thinks about the shot, puts it on the floor. Mid-range jumper from Lamb, no good.
Good possession. A couple extra passes out of the Bearcats where they had some shot opportunities.
I thought the first one from Lamb in the corner was a very good look.
Yeah, we heard Coach saying shoot.
I think Adebayo had one as well. Now Chinagwundo, pull up 3, halfway down, no good. And now Adebayo into the front court.
Minute left to go here. Again, extra hands by the Cardinals. And Adebayo saw 2. Look for a teammate, but another trip to the free throw line. And, I mean, the Cardinals are doing it to themselves at this point, David.
And now the Bearcats in the double bonus, so it'll be 2 shots moving forward here in the last minute for the Bearcats.
Adebayo, a sneaky 76% free throw shooter. And there's the announcer's jinx. You know, David, for as fast-paced as the Cardinals want to play, they get up and down the floor quickly, but they also foul quickly, and the pace is drastically different between these two teams. Maybe our first half-court set by the Cardinals here. Man, that's 2 straight possessions where Coppin got a hand on the ball and looked like we had some showtime coming, but a foul called instead. Read it well, though.
That'll send Clark back to the line for 2. I feel like in the last 5 minutes or so, the game has really slowed down with a lot more whistles.
Maybe the official's trying to get a handle in this game before it gets too out of hand going into the locker room.
As Clark knocks down the first.
70% free throw shooter. He could do it from inside and the free throw line, but where you can leave him is outside. He's only a 14% three-point shooter, so maybe that's an adjustment the Bearcats make heading out of the locker room.
Clark 2 of 2 from the free throw line. It's back to 11. 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. And now Gaya all over Dubriz. Good pick there by Gordon to free Dubriz. Dubriz into the lane. Through some contact. I think he wanted a whistle. Nothing doing. Chinagwundo comes down with it. Up ahead to Clark. Clark right into the lane. Can't finish with the right hand. Now Coppin pulls down the rebound over to Adebayo here on the near side. He'll slow things down. as Baruch can hold for the final shot.
Good job by Gordon forcing Clark to his right side. The southpaw looked like he was very uncomfortable going that way, and we saw the result there.
DeBreeze has it, 10 to shoot. Takes the pick from Coppin. And back out to Gordon, straight on, pump fake, into hop step in the lane, inside out to DeBreeze. DeBreeze 3, just short, and that will do it as we go into the first half. Baruch lead 37-26. And really almost a tale of two separate halves there. The first one kind of wide open, high scoring. The second one very much slowed it down. A lot more trips to the free throw line.
I think that's something encouraging you can see out of the Baruch coach here. I mean, you start off hot, really good signs, and then you see your team start to slow down. The ball starts to stick, a lot more fouling on the defensive end. They settled back in. They maintained that lead they had. It got as little as 4. But now back to 11 with some good ball movement, some three-point shooting, and Jack Gordon getting to the free throw line, I think, is the difference in this game.
8 attempts from the free throw line. And not only that, the Bearcats are making their free throws 9 of 11 from the charity stripe.
Something you have to appreciate out of a good college team is their free throw shooting ability. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen it. March Madness comes around, and you're like, how can't these guys hit free throws? Well, this Baruch Bearcat team definitely can, and that's what's giving them this 11-point lead going into the half.
Yeah, behind Jack Gordon and Peter DeBreeze, both in double figures. However, Malachi Clark also in double figures. He has 10 on 3 of 8 from the field for the York College Cardinals.
And for Clark as well, 4 for 6 from the free throw line. I mean, expect that trend to continue. And though he didn't have so many shot attempts to start this game, it seemed like we started calling out his name with about 12 minutes left to go in this half. Once we did start calling it, we didn't stop. 8 shot attempts, got him to the line. He took 6 free throws. So, I mean, positive there. But aside from that, York really didn't have much going, aside from their fast pace on offense and a few strips and deflect passes on defense.
Yeah, where Baruch kind of, I think, struggled a bit in the latter part of that first half from downtown. They, outside of Peter DeBreeze knocking down that 1-3, 1 of 15 from downtown to close out that half.
Yeah, definitely not something we're used to. We are used to DeBreeze letting it fly and seeing that go down, but to go 1 for 15 to end that half, not something that we necessarily like to see. Though, when you have it balanced out with some Jack Gordon free throws and staying aggressive and getting on the stripe, you take what you get in those situations.
So, solid first half. Bearcats looking to sweep the doubleheader here on Bearcat Appreciation Day, and they are 20 minutes of action away from doing just that. We'll step aside and come back in about 10 minutes to preview your second half action. You're watching Baruch Basketball on YouTube channel, Baruch Bearcats Broadcasting.
And welcome back to the Arc Arena. If you're just joining us, Baruch trying to sweep the doubleheader against York College. It is Bearcat Appreciation Night as we are celebrating on the men's side. Musa Kane, Cole Bailey, and Lay Adebayo, the three seniors, all started the game today. Baruch take a 11-point lead out of the break into the second half.
And we saw in the women's game against York, went on a 34-0 run and absolutely dominated. And now it looked like it was going that way to start this game by the men Bearcats. 13-0 run to start. But the Cardinals did not let up, absolutely kept up the pace, kept up the aggressiveness. And though it may have not worked in their favor for the latter half of that first half, it still kept them within 11 points. So to start off 13-0 and to come back only down 11 in a game where Jack Gordon has been to the free throw line 5 times in 6 possessions and Duke Breeze is lighting it up from 3, you can only complain so much.
So for the Cardinals, it's Johnson, Chinagundo, my apologies, Smith, Jackman, and Wallace on the floor. Adebayo, Dubreeze, Bailey, Coppin, and Gordon on the floor for the Bearcats. As Adebayo has it up top, 12 to shoot, goes into the lane, spin move, working against Wallace, shot a bit too strong. No good off back iron. Wallace quickly to push the tempo the other way into the front court.
Adebayo gets to his spot, though, and that's where he feels most comfortable in that low post one-on-one.
Johnson inside to number 11, Jackman, who's able to finish.
Bounced around 4, 5, 6 times, eventually fell. But that's just too easy of a shot to give up early in this second half. Jack Gordon's got to do a better job of standing his ground down there.
So Bailey now has it back up top, inside to Adebayo, over to Gordon on the block.
I thought Gordon was going to rise up there, David.
He's working against Jackman, going baseline, cross-court pass over to Bailey, one extra pass over to Adebayo on the near side. Goes past Wallace, cross-court pass near side to Gordon. He'll rise up, shot no good. He had the open look, couldn't get that one dropped. 9-point lead. York trying to cut into that here with Smith. Aaron shot, expecting a whistle. The refs eat it there. Now it's Adebayo the other way over to Coppin, able to glide right to the basket and lay it in.
2 good-looking possessions for the Bearcats, different results, but that's how you start a half.
Johnson stepping into an open 3, no good.
There was an audible, oh my God, when he lined that up and let it fly. Seemed like the Bearcats bench knew that was going to hit backboard before anyone else.
Coppin now working against Smith. Coppin, thought he was fouling the way through, nothing doing. He gets his own offensive rebound, though. Everyone started retreating, kicks it back outside to Bailey on the far side, no good. Rebound, I think it went off the hands of Chinagundo and Adebayo, but now into the hands of Smith into the front court. Smith over to Johnson, ball swung around the perimeter. Wallace into the lane, goes up with the left hand, too strong, can't finish. Jackman there to clean it up on the weak side, and just like that, Coach Amengo wants to talk things over. 39-30 though. Baruch lead, 2.5 gone.
It looked like Coppin got a little bit too aggressive there on the defensive end. He gambled on 2 passes there where he tried to get into the passing lane and then doubled off rip. And I think that just caused the Bearcats to rotate poorly and ended up leaving Adebayo on a late rotation. And he couldn't box out in time. So, though Bearcats didn't call that timeout, I think it'll be useful for them to get back on track on the defensive end.
So Baruch, again, struggling from downtown. We went into the break talking about it. 1 of 15 from downtown. They've tacked 2 more misses onto that here to start the second half.
Oh, York not doing any better themselves. 0 for the last 7. Both teams ice cold. Bearcats 1 for their last 8 from the field. And the Cardinals 1 for their last 4. A slow start on both ends.
So both teams breaking the huddle here. As it'll be Bearcats ball. York looking to be set up here in the full court press.
Bearcats shooting 33% from the field tonight. The Cardinals shooting 31%. So I think it's safe to say it's a defensive battle in tonight's game.
Adebayo now into the front court.
Chinagundo all over him. 3 there by Coppin, no good. Gordon gets the ball after the rebound from Dubriz. Adebayo thinks about the 3, now driving to the lane. Shot no good. Adebayo's fouled on the way through and will go to the line to shoot 2.
Coppin with 6 rebounds already, and he was ready to get one and jam it down once more, if not for that foul call. So the Bearcats all over the glass.
I'd like to see Bearcats passing up some of these 3s here to try to get to the lane. Either you're going to get yourself an easier basket like we saw on Coppin earlier in the second half, or in this instance, Adebayo going to the line.
They've got the Cardinals scrambling. I mean, Jack Gordon catches the ball on the left side, and he sees 3 or 4 bodies. So once he swings it out, either to Adebayo or Dubriz, he'll give it up to the next guy, and it just leads to an open opportunity one way or another.
And scoop layup, no good. Rebounded there by Gordon. Baruch trying to extend on this 10-point lead.
We've seen that a couple times now. Wallace been getting to the rack almost with ease, but once he gets to that left side and tries to scoop it, he just overshoots it now.
Coppin working inside, no whistle. Coach Fareed asking questions of the referees. However, Smith now the other way for York, over to Clark. His shot was blocked. Let's see who they foul called on there, because Bailey, I believe, came across with the right hand. They're going to call the foul away from Bailey with Dubriz.
I mean, that's just interesting. I mean, Coppin saw 3 bodies and got absolutely mauled. But now on the other end, here comes Clark. He gets touched on the arm, and all of a sudden he's headed to the free throw line. Coach Fareed pleading his case just with that. Repeating the sentiment, the foul that occurred here way less than what Coppin received down on the other end, and you have to wonder, are the officials giving Coppin that extra strength mentality of you can overpower them, so they're going to foul you and it's okay? Or maybe they didn't see it.
Clark 1 of 2 from the line, 40-31.
Calm way to get it across the timeline by the Bearcats.
And a steal there by Smith, who leaks out and lays it in with the right hand.
Active hands by Smith. We mentioned it a couple times in the first half, but he's got his eyes in the passing lane, and pump fake goes a long way on these passes. Coach Fareed saying the same thing to his assistant coaching staff. Smith, a great defender.
Gordon, mid-range, smooth. Able to work on from the elbow and knock that one down.
Adding on to his scoring, 14 points now for Gordon.
Smith. Ooh. Oh, that's a bailout foul right there.
Smith tried to high gather over the incoming defender, loses the ball, and at the same time jumps directly sideways into Dubriz, I believe. And just a bang-bang play there, officials decided to call it.
They had Bailey, I guess, as the second defender. Clark goes past Coppin and lays it in. And it's back down to 7.
Coppin took a shot to the face there, but again, no call. I mean, Coppin's getting beat up on both ends here, but the officials don't see it. Checking for blood is Coppin. And Clark on that right side, no right hand. He had to go up with 2.
And Gordon, with ease, gliding to the basket and laying it in off the glass.
Now that's how you use an offhand, David. Smooth to the left.
Gordon having one of his strongest games of the season, as the 3 on the other end is nailed there by number 13, Malachi Clark, and we said his name a bunch. He's got 16 points and really been the catalyst in the first half, kind of changing some of the momentum that the Bearcats had going.
And we mentioned it earlier, David. Clark, only a 14% three-point shooter. We urged them to get him out onto the three-point line, but he made the Bearcats pay.
That's exactly what he wanted us to think. As Adebayo driving against Wallace, straight to the basket, can't finish. And Wallace, a little aggressive towards the referee. I think he just was trying to ask some questions. And he needs to be careful as the referee looking over his shoulder there.
I think no fault to the Cardinals there, because it feels like the game's being called a bit inconsistently. if that's a foul on Adebayo, then it must have been a foul on Coppin earlier. So the difference in calls has to change how the defense plays their game.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I don't. And granted, I haven't been a player before, at least not at this level. Some PAL, but at this level, I would assume you don't good, bad in terms of how you think the referees are officiating it. You just want consistency, play to play.
Exactly.
So if it's touch fouls all game, okay, you may not be a fan of that, but that's what the situation is for that given evening. However, it seems to be touch foul before on Cole Bailey. Let a little bit more contact go with some of these other ones. Touch foul there on Lei Adebayo. So it's just kind of understanding, where the consistency will come from some of these whistles.
Agreed, and maybe the officials are remembering what happened in the first half and how it got a little too chippy, so they let some contact go and then remember where that led. May just start calling a stricter game.
Now Dupree's inside. He gets fouled on the way up. Can't finish. He wanted that out of one and had a great look at the basket. Foul there is going to be on number 4, Gozi Chinagwundo. That's going to be his third, so one of their leaders in terms of minutes tonight, 22 minutes played, 5 rebounds, a couple of points, is in foul trouble here in the second half.
He had a confused look on his face, but after discussing with the ref and sharing a laugh, it seems like he agrees with the call.
Baruch currently sitting in that 4 spot here for seeding in the playoffs, trying to host the playoff game, which, if possible, and granted, still have to play at Lehman and at City College, would be on Saturday, the 21st of February.
That game at Lehman will be telling a lot for the overall story for the Bearcats. If they can overcome the Lightning on their own floor going into the playoffs, this team could be a force to be reckoned with for sure.
And City College in that season finale, only a 1 game back in the CUNYAC standings.
Man, I mean, David, I don't know how to feel about this game now. I mean, both ends back-to-back calls by the officials, and if that's how it's going to get called, the players are going to have to adjust.
It's going to be the 3rd foul there on Dupree's.
Coach Fareed, rightfully so, saying it was an early hook by Clark when he on that spin move to get Dupree's on his hip.
So Dupree's to the bench, Hare checking into the ballgame. Clark trying to cut it back to 6. The Cardinals have yet to lead in this ballgame. They were down by as much as 13 in the first half, 37-24.
We've seen the full court press bother the Bearcats in past games, but they're handling it much better tonight.
They got to move quickly. They get it into the front court now. Hare, who had the look. He probably had Gordon also backdoor. I don't think Coppin saw him. And right after he got the ball on the far side wing.
Gordon clapping with frustration there. He really wanted that pass. Didn't get it. And now. Coach Amengo for the Cardinals pleading with the referees for a 10-second call to get over the timeline as the full court press proved to be a bit of an issue there on that possession.
3 to shoot. Gordon's got to pull. Doesn't hit anything. Goes out of bounds. Shot clock violation back to the Cardinals.
I thought they may have gotten blocked by the Cardinal defender, but regardless, it was going the other way.
Now Wallace picked up by Adebayo on the Bearcat symbol. He gets it across the timeline. 20 seconds to work here for the Cardinals. Smith runs through, now to Clark. Ooh, Clark might have gotten away with the travel there and able to finish off the glass.
Clark took about 2 full steps before he put that ball on the deck.
Clark's got 20. Oh, Adebayo didn't move his pivot. Up ahead to Gordon. Nope, that's stolen there by Clark. Over to Chinagwundo. Back to Wallace. Trying to get it inside the Chinagwundo. And it's Hare who comes away with it. Timeout for the Bearcats. How smart heads-up play there as Hare, fighting for it on the ground, gets it quickly to Adebayo, who calls the 30-second timeout.
I think what happened there, David, is Hare got it away to Gordon across the timeline. Ball's coming towards Gordon's way, and he's thinking, I want to score, so he's letting that ball come to him. Smith on the other end says, if you're going to let that ball roll, I'm going to come get it. So instead of Gordon attacking the pass, he'd let it come to him. It led to Smith getting the easy, fast break. And so a 3-on-1 for the Cardinals. Hare realizes the situation and takes initiative to sprint all the way back down the floor and break up the 3-on-1 by himself, diving on the deck. And like you said, Adebayo, the heads-up veteran play there. The graduate student for Baruch calling timeout as he can feel the control getting away from the Bearcats, as this lead is now only 4 points.
That's the closest it's been since early on in the first quarter.
Lamb looked like he's had a bit of trouble handling this full-court press by the Cardinals. Let's see what the Bearcats do here to adjust. As Cole Bailey looks like the veteran presence to help out.
And now Hare gets it into the front court. Smith all over him. And to your point before there, Eddie, when Smith made that interception, we've already seen him do that a couple times prior. So Bearcats have to be on watch when thinking about letting the ball just come to them.
Got to be more cognizant of where Smith is on the floor.
Adebayo inside out to Hare. Hare going to pull the far side three, and he rattles that one home. The Bearcats needed that one. The second three they've hit in their last 20.
Hare, calm, cool, and collected, knocks it down from deep.
And Smith fouled on the way up, and that'll send the Cardinals back to the line.
Smith went in there with reckless abandon, and Hare knows it because he wasn't going to finish that. He was a runaway train, and Hare bailed him out with a big foul.
Christopher Smith, 2 shots.
Hare's first points of the game, 3 points, 1 assist, and 1 steal. But like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 2 fouls and only 4 minutes.
And Bailey just picked up his 4th foul as well.
Cole Bailey will head to the bench. He's at risk of fouling out.
So 5-point game.
Need to see a bit more of a sense of urgency from the Bearcats attacking this full-court press. Adebayo looks to do it himself.
Adebayo right into the lane. Shot no good. Harris trying to swoop in. Ball finds Adebayo, and he's able to lay it in.
Good fight from Coppin to keep that ball alive. Hare hitting the deck, and it ends up right in Adebayo's hands for an easy 2.
Chinagundo shot 3, no way long. Smith, though, able to go right back up with it. Spin move and finish off the glass.
Smith's got an endless motor. Coppin dealing with some contact there, trying to set a screen, being hugged. And there it is, foul called.
That's going to be the 4th, I think, on Chinagundo. Yep, that's going to be his 4th. So first player in serious foul trouble here for York.
You can only get away with bear hugging Coppin for so long. He's going to overpower you, and the refs saw it the whole way, and they gave him a second, but he didn't let up.
Coppin's a lot to deal with in the paint. Now we see Clark on Coppin. Inbounds to Gordon on the far side wing. Takes the pick from Coppin. DeBreeze pops out on the far side. Coppin posting up against Smith now.
Bit of a mismatch here, David. Flop. And another offensive foul called. Coppin dealing with a lot of contact and now some pushing and shoving. Audibly hear him say as he set that screen, "Get off me," on the earlier possession, but that physicality has some repercussions.
So now Smith brings it into the front court. 11 minutes of game time left. It's a 5-point lead. We have the makings of a nail biter here at the Arc Arena. Baruch in the zone here. It looks kind of like a 2-2-1 as the spin move inside. Nice finish there by Clark. He's having a monster game, almost a career night. 22 points.
Man, Clark is light on his feet. Smooth, silky smooth spin move.
Only 22 minutes of action, too, so really effective.
Lamb really dealing with some trouble. Once he gets the ball, that trap comes fast in the corner. He's been having some trouble getting that ball out.
So it'll be DeBreeze on the Bearcat symbol. It's a 3-point ball game. Adebayo, mid-range jumper. He gets that one to go from the elbow.
Big shot from Adebayo to extend this lead back to 5. The Cardinals had the smallest deficit rather, we've seen since the first points of this game.
Chinagwundo, high arcing 3, too strong. Long rebound out to Wallace. Back to Chinagwundo. And one. As Lamb hits the deck, he can't believe it. He thought he got the charge in there. I think he might have been inside the semicircle.
Agreed, David. He may have been inside that semicircle, just his heels. Good call by the referee, though. Lamb did get in good position. Didn't check where he was at on the floor. Unfortunate break for the Bearcats is a 3-point play opportunity for Chinagwundo. Dealing with some discomfort in that shooting arm, shaking it off.
Chinagwundo a little bit, might have hit the funny bone on that one, but knocks down the free throw nonetheless. It's 55-53 at the midway point. It was 37-26 at half. It's been 26-18 here in the second half.
Bearcats need to get a quality shot here. Otherwise, the Cardinals are going to have an opportunity to tie this game.
DeBreeze picks up his dribble, looking for options, has Gordon curl around.
Good on-ball defense by Wallace.
Gordon stepped through, able to finish with the left hand.
Pumps up the bench as well. Big shot out of Jack Gordon. Calm, cool, collected, step through for an easy 2.
So now Smith has it on top of the key, moves over to the far side wing, puts it on the floor, picks up his dribble.
Good job by Coppin to stay on the floor there on the pump fake.
3 there by Jackman is no good, and Baruch now can walk it up. And the missed shot on the side of the Cardinals allows them to not be able to set up into the full court press, which has been giving the Bearcats a little bit of trouble here in the second half.
Bearcats trying to get into their set now. Here comes Coppin to hand it off to Adebayo, and here's what they like. One-on-one, gets to the left side. Defended well. Bodies hit the deck into the bench. Lamb and Coppin.
And Coppin just sat down on the bench. But, yeah, definitely Lamb hitting the floor hard. We've seen a couple of them now. If you think about the foul on the other end, he's been really putting his body on the line. And it'll stay right there.
Everyone seems to be okay, but high activity possession there.
So after all that, it was still white ball, even though they were both flying to try to get that basketball.
I don't know if I agree with that call, David. I mean, it looked like it went off Coppin and Lamb going out of bounds, but it stays with the Bearcats. So, fortunate.
And I think they want to look it over just for that exact reason. So with 8:41, it's a 4-point game. And Eddie just back and forth action here. Well, I shouldn't say back and forth because Cardinals have not yet to take the lead. However, they've been chipping away. It was 11 at half. It is now down to 4 with 8:41 remaining.
Yeah, they're trading blow for blow here, but the Cardinals finally seeming to get on track offensively, 3 of their last 4. And I don't know if the officials are going to be able to get a good angle here as the camera behind us doesn't really catch this near sideline.
Especially in front of the bench, too.
Exactly.
So I think it's going to be tight even if they are able to zoom in. So we may have a situation where the ruling on the field court stands. The only thing I could say is if they don't think that anybody touched it on the dive, then they're just checking to see who it went out of bounds off last, more towards the key,
right?
Which they should have a pretty good angle on.
Right, agreed. Fans getting a little bit chippy with the Cardinal bench, sharing some laughs back and forth. Got to appreciate the Bearcat fans that come out.
Both women's teams are still in the building here for both York and Baruch. And again, the last home game of the season here at the Arc Arena, Bearcat Appreciation Night. If you didn't have a chance to see your Bearcats tonight but still want to, you could travel with them on the road as they play at Lehman on Saturday, followed by at City College on Tuesday.
Bearcats jumped out to the court a bit too early. Thought it'd be a quick review, but all three officials really diving in to get a closer look. Unfortunately, no secondary angles to be had here.
We'll say, though,
in the Arc Arena.
We've been fortunate enough now to move this onto YouTube and include AI cameras and all this fun. A couple years ago, we didn't have replay at all, even when we had a handheld camera. We're getting to the point, not only do we have replay now, but we use it almost on a game-to-game basis, and it's really, I think it's been a nice outlet probably for some of the refs, especially when they probably go to a lot of these schools that don't have that opportunity.
Oh, for sure, and I think we hear it before every game starts asking if we have replay, and when they find out that we do, it's definitely a game changer for them because they know that they at least have the benefit of checking, see if they made any mistakes. You know, clock doesn't necessarily go their way. They have to can check to see how much time is left, shot clock stuff. So definitely a nice beneficiary are the officials of this this AI replay camera.
And also when a game's as tight as it is right now, definitely want to make sure you're getting all the calls correct. So the refs will talk it over.
They'll get together at center court to reconvene.
One of the longer reviews we had. Also very interesting. It's very rare that we see all three refs come over to the monitor.
Yeah. Typically it's the lead official that will handle that, and the other two officials will handle keeping the benches on the bench.
So let's see what the call is here. So it's going to stay with Baruch in front of the Bearcats bench with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
As we've not feared, but as we predicted, David, just not enough, for as awesome as this camera may be, just not enough there to get a truly confident call. So the call will stand. The officials will trust their eyes on this one. And the Cardinals lose their challenge as well. And they'll also lose a timeout.
Also very interesting. I mean, we normally see as Gordon throws it away, trying to hit Coppin underneath. Very interesting about the challenge aspect of it. I rarely see a head coach come over to our table before a game to see what types of angle of replay we have. Granted, you could have seen it on previous broadcasts, and you probably have due to scouting.
True.
But just very interesting. You have to be very confident that, the angle, we're going to capture that angle for the challenge to be successful.
Yeah, it's very rare that these angles really show as much as you want to see. They can only zoom in so much.
Smith, step back jumper is good from just inside the free throw line. It's 57-55.
After that whole review, David, it only led to Jack Gordon throwing that ball out of bounds, so it's almost like it never happened. And Smith made it feel like it as the lead's now cut to 2.
And some banging around underneath off the ball. Didn't see it. Let's see who that's on. I think it's going to be on Jackman, number 11.
Coppin had a good seal on Jackman down low in the paint. Ended up just bailing out and fouling him, and Coppin knew it. The second that whistle blew, he was shaking his head. He knew it.
That was the 16th foul for both teams. So one more, and they'll both be in the bonus.
Just a foul check once again. Cole Bailey with 4 for the Bearcats, and Chinagundo with 4 for the Cardinals. He'll stay on the floor. Cole Bailey on the bench.
Adebayo into the lane. Push shot with the right hand. No good. Chinagundo pulling down the rebound.
Chinagundo Adebayo getting to his spots. Coppin once again, the Bearcats trying to draw a charge, but standing in the restricted area. Getting with the right idea as Clark came in with some reckless abandon, but got to check your feet. Coach Fareed sharing that sentiment as well. Likes the idea. Just got to stay out of the circle.
And Clark knocks down the first free throw. Opportunity to tie the game.
Clark almost shoots these free throws with one hand. That guide hand lets go of the ball real early, David.
Sure has been effective tonight. 23 points now, make it 24 points. 7 of 12 from the field. 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Clark and Smith, the true carry for this Cardinals team, leading the way.
Adebayo right into the lane, spinning, and Coach Freed wants a timeout quickly there. Baruch back up by 2. That was the first tie of this ball game since it was 0-0.
Adebayo felt it, and he knew he had to get that lead back to the Bearcats. That's 2 straight possessions for Adebayo. Got to the spot he wanted to. The first time came up short, but you have to be happy with the way Adebayo is starting to take command of this game. I mean, he's gotten the ball top of the key, gotten to his spot in the restricted area, and just been able to put up a clean shot. Didn't go his way the first time, but you can trust that kind of play out of a player like Adebayo. He's not going to make too many reckless mistakes, a seasoned veteran for the Bearcats.
And Baruch's, all 3 of their leading scorers this season are now showing up. Gordon with 18, Adebayo with 14, and 13 from Dubriz.
You have to hope that you see a little bit more from Dubriz in the latter half of this second half. Going into the locker room with 12 points, now has 13 with 7:47 left to go in this second half. We haven't seen many threes for either team since that early hot start, but you have to imagine with Adebayo getting aggressive in the paint, it'll open up some more opportunities for Dubriz and co, along with Jack Gordon on the outside.
So Bearcats break the huddle. They'll have possession. It's Coppin, Gordon, Dubriz, Lamb, and Bailey. Bailey playing with those 4 fouls.
Let's see what defense Coach Freed comes out of from the timeout.
Clark, Smith, Wallace, Jackman, and Chinagundo on the floor for York. Sorry, check that. It's going to be York's ball. 59-57, Baruch lead. Smith to bring it across the timeline. Baruch looks like they're setting up in a 2-3 zone. They were kind of playing a 2-2-1 before.
It looked like it was a half 3-2 zone with
Adebayo up top here.
Exactly. And Jack Gordon fading in and out of the paint and the three-point line. A lot of hands down there, but a clean strip according to the officials. The Bearcats took a huge play on the defensive end.
And Adebayo back at the scorer's table to check back in. Gordon has the ball, handoff to Dubriz. Bailey on the far side, gives it off to Lamb on the far side wing. Chinagundo out on him. Coppin now looking for an option, hands it off to Gordon. Ooh, he might have had Coppin right away going, and Gordon can't finish as he goes to the basket. Neither can Coppin on the offensive glass. Coppin able to get Gordon's offensive rebound miss. Now ball swung on the perimeter. Back out to Dubriz. He can't hit the 3. Coppin battling for it. Long rebound out to Lamb.
What a possession, David. Body's hitting the deck.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't see there. I had the ref and Smith falling right in front of me here. However, it's Gordon now with a fresh 10. Takes the pick from Coppin. Gordon crossover move working on Chinagundo. Chinagundo playing with 4 fouls. Has to be careful. Kicks it out to Lamb. Near side. Oh, that one was halfway down. No good. Loose ball, though, and Jackman able to pick it up between his own legs. And now Smith into the front court. 2-point game. Underneath the Chinagundo. Shot no good. He's fouled, though. And that'll send him to the line. Their chance to tie with 6:19 remaining.
Second chance, third chance, fourth chance opportunities for the Bearcats. You have to like the possession there where they stayed with it, but man, just couldn't finish the play. And on the other end, Coppin looked like he almost had a clean block on Chinagundo, but powered through the contact, got the shot up, and Coppin hit him on the wrist.
And that's good. Bearcats have to be careful. That's Coppin now with his 4th foul.
Can't lose Coppin in a game like this. He's been your catalyst, your full energy on the glass. And like we mentioned earlier, he's got 8 rebounds now, leading the Bearcats. Specifically 5 offensive rebounds for Coppin. So really giving the Bearcats those second chance opportunities that we've been mentioning.
And Chinagundo ties it back up. Second tie of the ball game. And it'll be Dubriz to walk it up. Wallace picking him up at the Bearcats symbol. A little bit of a trap here now in the backcourt. And a steal from Smith. Again, we've seen that. Chinagundo now lays it in, and just like that, York have their first lead of the night.
Man, not how you want to see the Bearcats attack the zone.
Say what you want about Coach Mango, but his energy permeates through this Bearcats team. You can see him. He's jumping up and down. He's getting excited. He's screaming on the bench, like just in emotion, and like, you tell that just definitely like seeps through the entire Cardinal squad.
Oh, yeah. The players definitely feed off of it, and it's a huge benefit to their high-energy play, fast-paced. When you have a coach like that who's coming in with a lot of energy, a lot of heat. You know, we heard it earlier. Next time he touches you, break his arm. Well, he may not support that sentiment. I'm sure the players felt it.
It's a player's mindset.
Oh, absolutely.
As Gordon off on the free throw, 61-59, York leads.
Big missed free throw there, giving the Cardinals another opportunity to extend this lead. Got to watch out for Smith. He's hit 4 of his last 5, and Clark has hit 6 of his last 7.
And just like that, Clark has it on the block, working against Gordon. Spin move. They're going to call a blocking foul there against Gordon.
Jack Gordon restrains himself from talking further with the official wisely. However, it seems like he's looking for a charge call from the other end. Every time the Bearcats had a defender hit the deck, charge called there. However, for Clark, off the spin, not as much contact as you'd get from a straight shoulder to the chest. So when Jack Gordon hit the deck, it just wasn't enough for the officials to call a charge there. You'd like to see a no call in those scenarios, but if it affects the shooter and his progression to the basket, you got to live with it.
That's only Gordon's second on the evening as Clark goes 2 of 2 from the line. It's up to 4 now for York.
Man.
Reminiscent a bit of Hunter when Baruch really controlled most of that game and then kind of let it slip away at the end. We'll see if they could overturn the 4-point deficit.
Clark has been absolutely ice cold from the free throw line. Excuse me, ice in his veins, rather.
Coppin drives and lays it in right to the basket, going up and over the double team.
That was impressive. Got his hand way above the rim and just placed it in over 2.
He's got 9 points and 8 rebounds.
Crowd getting into it now.
Wallace now into Clark on the block. Chinagundo up top. Bounce pass into Clark. Inside out. Now Wallace has the open look. He'll pull. Shot no good. Weak side, though. Jackman able to lay it in. Coach Amengo wants to talk things over.
Coppin and Lamb trying to talk it out. No one boxed out their defender. As the Heat will head to the bench.
Baruch is heated, but maybe that's kind of what they need right now, playing a little bit more angry, because right now all the emotion is oozing out from the York College Cardinals.
Need a bit of a fire lit under their feet at the moment, because the Cardinals are kind of getting whatever they want when it comes to the paint. I mean, Clark gets the ball baseline, and he's not seeing 2. And when he does, it's way too easy of a passing lane to get it out to the top of the key, and that just led to an open shot for Wallace, which had the Bearcats scrambling. Next thing you know, Jackman, comes in from the right side with no one putting a body on him. It just leads to an easy 2. I mean, that's the kind of thing that can really make this Bearcats defense and overall spirit as a team fall apart, as you saw there.
So with 4:48, Bearcats trail 65-61, the largest lead of the ball game for the York College Cardinals.
You know, I think something that kept, I wouldn't say too many things have changed in terms of the way this game is being played, but I think what's kept the Bearcats in this game and continued to maintain their lead was Jack Gordon getting to the free throw line. Now, as this second half has progressed, you know, rightfully so, the ball has gone to Adebayo, the ball has gone to Coppin, but not as much to Breeze, not as much to Jack Gordon in the paint. And so he made a living from the stripe early on, but just hasn't seen the free throw line, I believe, maybe once in this second half.
And once again, York setting up in that full court press. DeBreeze gets it into the front court. Adebayo on the near side corner, trying to find the entry pass into Coppin. Here comes the double. Coppin had DeBreeze on the near side, but Coppin able to finish with the right hand.
Coppin, big man move there. A lot of contact once more. He's just powering through it.
The fourth Bearcat into double figures.
Here's Clark once more. He's got Gordon on him, this time on the right side.
Wallace inside gets that stripped. Let's see what's off last.
Coach Farid's going to challenge that call, and rightfully so. It looked like Wallace, who just lost the ball, maybe got hit on the arm, but I don't think that ball was touched by any Bearcats.
So both teams now using their challenge, and it's getting fun here at the Arc Arena. Let me tell you, 4 minutes left. The refs are going to come to the monitor. We'll see.
Absolutely, David. I mean, hopefully we get a bit more of a confident look from this replay. I mean, Wallace looked like he got the ball on a hard dribble, tried to rip it up into the air to go over the defender, and he just lost it. Now, may there have been some marginal contact by a Baruch defender? Maybe. But it definitely wasn't tipped out. And now I think the officials may have seen that and said, I didn't call the foul. Let me have it stay with the Cardinals. And this replay, I don't know how much it's going to give them.
I don't know if they could challenge the foul, because I don't think there was a foul call on the play.
Well, I believe, at least, I don't know. I unfortunately am not well versed in the college basketball D3 rules, but in the NBA, you can change this to an approximate foul. So if it may not be a foul, at least in the NBA.
Right, but it had to be on the floor.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't think they called the foul on the floor
Well,
here.
no, they could call a foul if the ball goes out of bounds off of a Bearcats challenge, and it says, like, yeah, you didn't go off of you. However, you did foul a Cardinal to have that ball get loose. They can call an approximate foul, even though it wasn't called initially on the floor.
So we'll see how this one turns out with 4 minutes exactly remaining. A huge challenge for Coach Fareed in a 2-point ball game. And if you didn't join us for the early game, the women won 90-66 in a blowout fashion, including a 34-0 run and a career-high 32 points for Isabella Castillo-Laurier. And the refs have left the scorer's table as they continue to talk it over. We'll see what the call is in just a moment.
Another long discussion for the officials at center court. A huge call here. And it'll stay with the Cardinals. Coach Fareed asking how many angles do they have. Looking at it on our end, only one, and just not enough. Hard to tell from our point of
Looks like
view.
they're going to say it went off Lamb last. Either way, to no avail. Smith has it now at 8 to shoot. Clark now on the far side working on Gordon. Double team comes. Clark can't hit. Chinagunda, though, able to finish on the tap-in.
Clark finally misses that 2-foot push shot off glass, but Chinagunda right there to clean it up. Another chance where the Bearcats just didn't box out.
Inside to Coppin. Hop step. He's fouled on the way through as the double team came. And that'll send Coppin to the line.
And Coppin, a man on a mission. He got that ball baseline. Is 1 inch from touching it. He's got two defenders on his hips. Power dribble through both of them and just tries to rise up over them. Sometimes it's hard to maintain a man like Coppin in the paint when he gets so close to the basket.
And he rattles home the first.
Big free throws for Coppin here. Cuts this lead to a one-possession game. The Bearcats need to start to lock down on the defensive end.
And 2 of 2. It's back down to 2. 3:25 remaining here in the ball game.
A lot of implications for the result of this game in the CUNYAC standings.
So now Clark has it on the far side. Gives it over to Smith. Floater in the lane. No good. Gordon get a rebound. Baruch got the stop they were looking for.
Smith found himself open. Couldn't finish. Coach Fareed begging the Bearcats to push. Though they slow it down ultimately.
Adebayo on the far side looking for options. Bounce pass inside to Coppin. They're playing very much playing through Coppin right now. Ball swung around. One more to Adebayo. He'll step into a three. Had the open look, and he knocks that one down. The Bearcats' leading scorer coming up clutch when you need it. He's got 17.
Huge shot from Adebayo. Not his most comfortable place on the floor, but he drills it nonetheless.
And Chinagunda down on the floor here.
Chinagunda hit the deck early in that possession. Holding the midsection there. Maybe got the wind knocked out of it. And the officials are going to send both teams to their benches as they take a look at Chinagunda. Lamb saying he hit him with an elbow to the chest early in that possession.
So they're going to review the play on Chinagwundo. It looks like it was Lamb and him got tied up. Coincidentally, I think the personal foul call was also on Lamb. So we'll see what comes out of this. Third review of the game so far after the both unsuccessful challenges.
Not something we're used to, Dave. I mean, multiple trips to the monitor. And again, while we know how great this camera is, it does have its limitations. So this is a situation where you can actually use the camera to your advantage and see. You don't have to see per frame, per pixel who it might have gone out of bounds on. Instead, you can just see, hey, what happened earlier in that possession off the ball? Was there a dirty hit? Was there a trip? That kind of stuff is something you can really get from this kind of replay. So let's see what the officials see here.
Even a play with like incidental contact, though, like in slow motion, always looks worse.
Oh, always.
Because they could have just been running by an errant hand, the shoulder, they bump into each other, he drops. However, in slow motion, it could look like it was purposeful.
Right. Officials asking for a pen and paper here. Not quite sure why, David.
So it's a 1-point Bearcat lead with 2:40 remaining, and potential huge consequences here depending on how they decide on this. I mean, I assume they didn't call a foul on the floor.
No, they did not.
But I would assume the only options here are a flagrant or not a flagrant, and a flagrant will give them shots and the ball on top of the shots I think that were already coming. So potentially 4 shots plus the basketball in a 1-point game.
Right. I don't believe Lamb had any malicious intent there. And I didn't really see the play myself. I only heard what he said after the play where he said I hit him with an elbow, though he didn't seem to be super heated about it or as if it was on purpose. So let's see what the officials say here. They will reconvene for the third time tonight at center court.
As we all wait with bated breath. The only time this place has really been quiet tonight are these 3 stoppages, maybe a bit at half, but definitely these 3 stoppages.
The crowd's been into it a lot more than I'm used to, David. And I mean, with a tight game like this, a lot of contact, getting pretty chippy. So as a fan, you don't mind it so much. You don't mind the chippiness. You don't mind that extra contact. It gets not only you into the game more, but the players, the staff, the commentators, everyone's into it.
Yeah, as we mentioned, as a spectator, I love it. I mean, playing in this game probably, on one hand, more enjoyable because it brings out the best in you.
Yeah.
But it also is like, you might need some ice after the game, and sleep is definitely high on the agenda. So,
oh, yeah.
Or you could just step outside into that cold New York air, and that'll ice you up pretty quick.
Only a matter of time so we start to get some heat.
And we do have a decision here. Let's see what they say. So we're going to have a common foul. That was already called on the floor. And so it's going to be a flagrant foul on top of that, also on Lamb. So they're going to have 4 shots and the ball, and I'm waiting to hear. That's going to be 2 fouls against Lamb.
Free throws will follow. And after all the free throws, 20 seconds on the shot clock, side out York.
Man, that is an absolute blow to the Bearcats. If we heard that correctly, that's 2 free throws with no one in the lane, then 2 free throws with everyone lined up, and then the ball?
Yeah, I think they get the ball back because of the flagrant. It'll be Smith at the line for the flagrant free throws. As he misses the first.
That's big. Smith, a 61% free throw shooter.
Interesting they selected him
You
for
have
the
to
free
wonder.
throws.
You have to wonder why. When you have players like Jackman, a 75% free throw shooter, or Chinagwundo, a 72% free throw shooter, as he now heads to the line.
This is for the flagrant here.
Right.
I think the first one was the common foul.
Right. So Chinagwundo now maybe still feeling the effects of that earlier elbow to the midsection.
Alleged elbow. as he gets the second to go. So 2 of 4 from the line. So after all that, it stays a 1-point game. I think for how bad of a situation that was, the Bearcats may have gotten the best out of that situation.
I couldn't agree more.
We'll see what comes of this York possession here. Lamb does come to the bench. Bailey's back in the game. Clark gets the inbound on the far side block. Working against Gordon. Goes up against 2 defenders. And just like that, that'll do it. It was only 2 free throws that went in out of the 4, and the York College Cardinals could not convert on the extra possession. Now Dubriz into the front court.
Potential 6-point play for the Cardinals. Only coming out with 2. Huge for the Bearcats as this game is only 1 point away.
Gordon now working inside, looking for options.
3 bodies.
Adebayo gets it. Gets Smith in the air, pulls up a 3. Adebayo smashes that one as Adebayo yelling at his own bench. He is hype. Adebayo's now got 20. Baruch leads 71-69, under 2 minutes remaining here in the ball game. And Eddie, Adebayo almost a bailout 3 right there. They had 2 seconds to shoot. Not a bailout for Adebayo, though, as he knocks it down.
Absolutely huge shot of Adebayo. Step back under pressure. Able to put that up and absolutely drills it.
And that will be on Dubriz, I think. So Bailey's not going to get called for that one there, and that's going to send
massive free throws now for Clark, who's been to the line multiple times tonight, almost living there at this point, and finally misses a free throw.
He's now 11 of 15 from the line. Coach Reed yelling in the next offensive play here for the Bearcats. Clark trying to knock down the second of the 2, and he does. It's back to a 1-point game, 71-70. A lot of friendly back and forth in the stands. A lot of maybe less friendly back and forth on the floor as Dubriz gets it across the timeline.
Coach Fareed trusting in Cole Bailey in these closing minutes here. Minute 30 left to go.
Gordon stepping to a 3. He knocks it down. A big 3 as he turns towards his bench. He's hyped. Back-to-back 3s from Adebayo and Gordon, as Baruch comes away with a steal. I think it was Dubriz on that end as well. Coppin gets fouled by Wallace, and that will send Coppin to the line to shoot 2.
Huge possessions from the Bearcats. First the Adebayo 3, then the Gordon 3, and then the defensive stand after Adebayo's 3 leads to a strip. Gordon gets on the other end, and Coppin heading to the free throw line after he got out in transition. The Bearcats, with some fortunate balls falling their way, looks like they can run away with this one.
Minute and 14, Coppin trying to hit the front end of a 1-and-1. And he gets that one to go.
Cool, calm, and collected is Coppin as always.
14 points, 9 rebounds. And the thing with Coppin is sophomore.
Oh, yeah.
We have 2 more years of him continue to develop. And as he misses the second, however, and that's going to be a travel call there on Bailey. Yeah, sorry. He was taking a second to get up there. He's a bit banged up.
Bailey absolutely soared for that rebound, tied up with another Cardinal, hits the deck straight on his back, and then called the travel. I don't see how that works at all. He caught the ball in the air.
So now Wallace into the lane, gives it over to Clark. Clark at the top of the key. Has Wallace, 1 minute left to play. Wallace back out to Clark. Open look over the outstretched arm of Adebayo. He can't hit. Ball batted deep. Smith runs it down on the far side, and he steps out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Bearcats.
Man, I mean, we've had some wild possessions here, David. High-flying bodies, ball up in the air, and that time, call going in the Bearcats' favor. Bearcats now have to focus on getting this ball across the timeline.
Dubriz now quickly doubled. Oh, errant pass. A little too hard for Coppin. Maybe a little too high, too. Now Clark up in the lane. Scoop layup over the outstretched, past the outstretched arm of Gordon. Coach Amengo wants to talk things over, but a quick basket key there for York. 75-72, 39 seconds remaining.
Man, David, I know I talked a little bit about Clark's offhand earlier and how it just didn't seem like it was there, but Euro step on the left side into an underhand right scoop under the outstretched arm of the defender. I mean, that was as good as it gets. And Clark with a really timely bucket with 39 seconds left to go.
I mean, you're talking about a guy you mentioned earlier, averaging 7.5 points per game on the season. He's got 29.
Closing on 30 here. Clark having the game of his life.
His season high, he had 25 against Hunter a couple of last week, 8 days ago. That was his season high. He's really stepped up for the York College Cardinals coming down the stretch.
The junior at a Far Rockaway. 29 points in 32 minutes. Coming off the bench, not accustomed to this kind of scoring out of Clark, but it seems like he got hot early. And Coach Amengo for the Cardinals let it ride, and rightfully so. It seemed like it was the right decision.
It's going to be a 3-point ball game. It's going to be Baruch's ball.
Baruch slow to get out of the timeout. Cardinals are ready, waiting. Now, if you're Coach Fareed, you got to remind your team 2 timeouts in your pockets. If you don't see something you like, call it and reset. Is it Guy? Excuse me, is it Adebayo or is it Gordon that's going to check it in?
No, they've done this before. It's almost like a football route. We've seen this even under Coach Alisi as well. This won them a conference championship with Brendan Boateng in years past.
That's right. Here comes the football play.
Adebayo, hand back over to Gordon. Wallace all over Gordon. Gives it over to DeBreeze. Got to get it across. Does with Adebayo. Saves it from going out of bounds.
Cardinals don't have to foul here.
It was tipped into the backcourt, so they're good. Now DeBreeze dribbles past Jackman.
10-second difference between game clock and shot clock.
Gordon's tied up. They're going to call a jump ball, but it'll stay with the Bearcats. And they'll have 7 to shoot.
Very fortunate for the Bearcats to come out of that with the ball. Possession arrow in their favor.
30-second full timeout, for Coach Fareed and the Bearcats. 7 to shoot, 15 on the game clock. And it's first half we thought it was going to be a blowout. Second half it's been anything but. Very exciting stuff as York have outscored the Bearcats by 8 here in the second half to make it a 3-point game down the stretch.
Something to note, David, the shot clock does not reset off that jump ball, so it'll stay with 7 seconds and an 8-second differential between the two. So Cardinals do not necessarily have to foul here, but something to keep your eye out for is Trayvon Coppin on the offensive glass. Absolutely has the potential to come down with a big rebound and force the Cardinals to foul.
Baruch +5 on the offensive glass in this ball game. So we're moments away from the conclusion of your Baruch Appreciation Night, a.k.a. Senior Day, here at the Arc Arena.
David, if you're Coach Fareed, where do you go with this ball?
I think it's going to get inbounded to DeBreeze. Now, what comes off of that, we'll see. I mean, we've seen DeBreeze pretty much be the primary target off the inbounds. My guess is they'll run some action away from it. I think you want to probably get the ball into the hands of Adebayo because he's been the most consistent getting to the lane and then letting the team crash because you're not too worried about a leak out because it's only it's a 3-point game. The Cardinals are not going to be looking for a 2 on the other end.
8-second difference now into DeBreeze, like you mentioned.
4 seconds, though. They got to shoot. Gordon. Shot no good. Coppin on the rebound. DeBreeze going to hold. They didn't foul him.
Still no foul.
And with .6, the foul finally comes from Chinagwundo. And that should do it here. Coppin has to hit one of these. Chinagwundo has fouled out. That's his 5th.
DeBreeze got fouled there, but David, right before the out-of-bounds play, like we mentioned, you have to watch out for Coppin on the offensive glass. And right there essentially ices the game. Cardinals,
so how did they not foul? They had 6 seconds
really
left.
Slow to foul there. Even with Coppin getting that rebound, you can foul and get DeBreeze to the free throw line with much more time. You've essentially crushed your chances of even coming back because even if DeBreeze does miss this free throw and the Cardinals get the rebound with with .6 left, I mean, it's going to be tough to get it at full court.
And DeVries knocks down the first. You could almost miss this one on purpose.
That'll do it, David. I mean, down 4, .6, like you said, you can just miss this shot, head to the bench, and don't touch the floor for this next possession. And Coach Reed saying exactly that.
And that will do it. Baruch sweeping the Cardinals aside tonight in the women's men's doubleheader on Bearcats Senior Night, Bearcat Appreciation Night. Your final score in this one, 77-72, and credit the York College Cardinals. They came back from 13 in the first half to take as much as a 4-point lead here in the second, but give even more credit to the Bearcats fighting all the way back.
Led by Cheta Gundo and Clark, the Cardinals had a real good effort there, but Coppin laying the hammer at the end of that game with a huge rebound to ice it for the Bearcats. And that's just what you've come to expect out of the seasoned sophomore, Drayvon Coppin.
So the York College Cardinals, huge win for the Bearcats, I should say, over the York College Cardinals, who are third or tied for second in the CUNYAC. This, no matter what John Jay and City College do tonight, this keeps a one-game lead for that final home court first game, which historically has worked out very well for the Bearcats.
Oh, absolutely. We've seen plenty of playoff games held here in the Arc Arena back a few years where these Bearcats were back-to-back champions. These crowd has almost become accustomed to some playoff wins. So holding this fourth seed in CUNYAC to potentially host a playoff game going into next week, everything you could have asked for out of the Bearcats tonight. And this win, if anything, builds character as a team. It shows some real growth, some real confidence. They stayed poised towards the end. Coppin, again, as we mentioned a couple of times now, big rebound. The little things are what gave the Bearcats the win tonight.
And the Bearcats not only win tonight, they sweep York on the season series, both home and away. And so a solid York team, 7-5, talked about it, second place in the conference. 2 of those losses coming from Baruch.
Can't ask for anything more to your Bearcats. And sweeping the back-to-back on the doubleheader on senior night. I mean, if you're a Baruch Bearcat fan, it's a good night.
Definitely a very, very good night. So that will about wrap it up for us here at the Arc Arena. Once again, congratulations to our seniors on the women's side, Precious Mitchell, Brianna Lopez, DeAndre McCray, and Isabella Castillo-Larriere. And for the men, Cole Bailey, Musa Kane, and Lei Adebayo. Once again, your final scores, the women trounced all over the Cardinals, 90-66, and the men in a tight one wins 77-72. This broadcast has been in conjunction with the Baruch Athletic Department. For Eddie Sabag, I'm David Just. Have a great night, everybody.